very clear. I ran every conservative circle that you can think of. You name a conservative influencer, I have been at that dinner party. I have been in that conversation. I have been on that network, whether it is as a guest. Nobody had an issue with you, okay, despite your case going on, until you hopped on to Piers Morgan on October 9th and said that you were pro-Palestine and called it a genocide. I watched overnight, they went from, okay, he's fine, you can talk to Andrew Tate. Everyone wanted to know Andrew Tate, figure out his platform, to a complete 180 and trying to say, well, it's not Christian, it's not this, he's a bad guy. And suddenly everybody wanted to look into Andrew Tate. That I watched that happen live. Okay. So any person who would like to debate me on that, who is a neocon, who is pretending that they've held these perspectives about Andrew Tate forever since the investigations began, please, I invite you to have that conversation with me, because you're all lying, okay? Let's not dress this up as something that it isn't. This is about Andrew Tate saying something that you don't want him to say because he's too influential. If he took a Likud party position and he said, kill every last Palestinian, he would be governor of Florida. Just look at all of the evidence before you that the public opinion in America changed on Andrew Tate after he made statements about the children of Palestine. That's it. That's my opinion on it. And
this is actually very interesting, because I actually noticed on X, and opinions on Andrew Tate aside, I noticed on X that a lot of conservatives actually did not like Andrew Tate anymore, which was surprising to me, because if you go look back 3 years ago or something, all of them loved him. He was like the pinnacle of masculinity. I was really surprised by this whole turn randomly, and I'm like, what changed here? Personally, I didn't put two and two together. I do remember Andrew Tate's interview with Piers Morgan when he was very pro-Palestine and said a lot of what Israel is doing is very wrong. I didn't realize that after that, a lot of conservatives started turning on him, and it makes a lot of sense. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel. We are the fastest growing channel in this subject niche by far. Palestine, Gaza, Israel, we're number one out there. I don't know anyone else getting more views than us. So make sure you subscribe, do your part. If you really want to help support this channel, become a member. It's only $2.99 a month. It's not much. It just shows me that I have people there supporting me. Now let's continue.
Andrew,
the second I said we shouldn't be blowing children to pieces, the second I criticized Israel, that was the day where I lost all of the support from the conservative side. And
was that not me as well? Have we not seen this trend happening over and over and over again? Candace Owens was totally fine. She was never considered anti-Semitic and Adolf Hitler. All of a sudden, she speaks up about a human right violation and says too many Palestinian children are dying. And what happened to me overnight? They gave me anti-Semite of the year. You assassinate.
That's very interesting that there are a lot. So a lot of liberals are pro-Palestine. You'll see it a lot. But you're seeing more and more conservatives becoming pro-Palestine and anti-Israel now too. America first, as they say. We have Candace Owens, Andrew Tate, and then you have Tucker Carlson. Interestingly enough, Tucker Carlson is pretty open about his views on Israel, and he doesn't really get attacked that much compared to Candace. I understand he has his own platform now on Twitter, and he didn't say a lot of these opinions on Fox before. But I just find it very interesting. He doesn't get any hate for it.
You go after and you attack people. And the reason that I believe they're doing this to you is because they're losing. Okay. The neocon influence it's waning. Everybody can see that. They can see that in the numbers. Organizations that were big and used to have influence don't anymore. And so when people lose influence, they essentially go, I don't want to do the free markets anymore. I can't win in the free markets. Okay. So how do we just get rid of the competition? These people that purport to love the battle of ideas. Oh, it's about let the best idea win. They're the ones that call for censorship. They were the ones that were telling YouTube to censor my new platform, get rid of Candace, demonetize her, do all of these things. I've lived it, Andrew. And that is why I'm very aware of what's happening to you. And I'm sick of people trying to dress it up as something else. Even sicker is I'm trying to pretend that it's like we're doing it because of our Christianity. No, you can no longer win in the free markets of ideas. So you are going after every person who does not hold your personal perspectives about war because it's no longer favorable.
Believe it or not, my channel is much smaller than Candace Owens and the audience Andrew Tate has. But believe it or not, even my channel in its early days did get canceled. It got demonetized, and they said that if I get another strike, basically they'll delete my channel permanently. I still kept posting. For whatever reason, they stopped flagging me, but I still get videos here and there that do get demonetized. That's why I actually ask you to become a member, and to become a member, the link is in the description below. But it's very interesting, even smaller channels, man. I don't even have that much influence compared to these two.
Okay, it's no longer favorable left and right.
Themselves, and it's amazing. I actually love that you said that yourself, Candace, because when I've said that everything changed on October 9th after I criticized Israel's actions, I got called conspiracy theorist. But you felt it. You've seen it. If you have an opinion.
I was told it. You became persona non grata overnight. Literally overnight. It was just Andrew Tate now is this, and slowly everybody was pretending that they were invested in what was happening in Romania, but it had already been happening. It was already happening, and no one cared. And now all of a sudden they're making these strong statements. No one should speak to him. I mean, this is America. What do you mean no one should speak to him? I've been speaking to Harvey Weinstein for 2 years, as I believe he was wrongly convicted. He's a left-leaning, ADL supporting. It doesn't matter to me because this is not the way due process should work. Okay, yeah. And people should not be prosecuted because you don't like their ideas or you want something for them. We have to make sure we protect our judicial system. And so when I hear this, they took your technology as soon as you landed, what should be happening right now is left and right pressure should be put on Ron Desantis and this Attorney General to make a statement as to why that was done, under what grounds a preliminary investigation is done. I want to know, what is the legal route to getting Ron DeSantis' text messages that day? I want to know who was texting Ron DeSantis. Is it a FOIA request? Who was emailing Ron DeSantis and texting him? I don't want your phone. I want his. Okay?
Yeah.
Your phone makes no sense to me. I want Ron DeSantis' phone. I want the Attorney General's phone. I want Utmeyer's phone. I want to know what donors texted you and told you to move, because you were moving for donors and money and corruption, no different than a George Soros DA was doing.
Honestly, Andrew Tate is very clever. I'm sure at this point he's been going through so many different checks. I'm sure his phone doesn't even have anything. If he was a criminal, right? His phone, his laptop, I'm sure it's all wiped. It's all clean. He's been going through this more than enough. He knows the deal now. He knows how it goes.
And I don't care if it's left or right. Wrong is wrong.
You nailed it. And you know what's interesting? This word, preliminary. You know, I went to jail preliminarily. You know, I was locked in my house preliminarily. You know, they stole all my money preliminarily. Then I fly to America, a supposedly free country. Let's remember, Romania was communist until 1989. I thought that was a communist nation. I fly to a free nation. Preliminarily, they steal my electronics to preliminarily try and nail a crime on me. My whole life has been preliminarily being destroyed, and no one's managed to come up with any kind of solid case against me ever. And it doesn't matter because I am being wrecked by the process. That's all they want to do. They want to endlessly process me and destroy my reputation, destroy my name, take my money away, and make it incapable. What they're trying to do is make it impossible for anybody to stand next to me, because they know if I endorse somebody, I have power. So they want everybody afraid to affiliate their name with mine because of these stupid garbage charges that they keep preliminarily pulling out of their ass. This is so heartbreaking and so sad. For 4 solid years, every single day, I have protected my reputation. I protected my freedom. I've tried to financially provide for my family and protect my children for 4 solid years. And for the first time in 4 years, I finally had a genuine smile on my face. That private plane to Florida, I land to another preliminary investigation. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I haven't done anything to anybody. You want to find a criminal? There's plenty of them out there. They don't have a victim. They don't have a witness statement. They don't have anyone complaining about me. They don't have a medical record. They have nothing. They have me, who they don't like. That's it. I've had my house raided 6 times. 6 times I woke up to guns. 6. And I've never been to jail. So I guess I'm used to it by now. So I'm just going to say yes, sir, no, sir, and comply like I did every other time to keep my life. But it's absolutely incredible. So I'm assuming these subpoenas were actually dragged up in the 11-hour flight. And what I understand from my preliminary investigations is that they were based on the old videos, which I've debunked 1,000 times, which every single girl involved has also debunked, which didn't even take place in Florida. They took place in Romania in 2013. Is there no other crime in Florida? I mean, this is crazy. If you're going to say that a man said something on YouTube, so let's launch a preliminary investigation and take all of his phones and laptops, then let's go get 50 Cent for saying he's a PIMP. I can find a PIMP video of him on YouTube right now. Let's take his What kind of world is this? It's kind of incredible about me. The feminine frame of fear in which my name is used. These people talk about me like I can melt minds. I'm a full-grown man who had just been stuck in Romania for 3 years for absolutely no reason, who finally got freedom back and thought, you know what? To show respect to our commander-in-chief and this new administration, why don't I go home for the first time in nearly 7 years? I could have chosen anywhere. I could have gone Thailand. I could have gone Dubai. I thought, you know what? Let me go home. And this is the welcome I get.
Let me tell you.
I mean, say what you want about Andrew Tate. He is persuading, great speaking skills. This guy's gifted. He'd be a great sales guy.
I am heartbroken, I am extremely disappointed. I am genuinely disappointed that after flying to my home nation, the country I was born in, the country my father served for, the country I hold the passport of, they've decided, because of media spin and slurs, to instantly attack me. And very correctly, as you pointed out, this is not a matter of trying to solve a crime. They can't even identify a crime. They're just trying to pin something on me because they don't like me. And what happened when I landed is that as I left the airport, my electronics were seized, which I'm assuming are the search warrants he's talking about. So my phones and laptops were already seized before I even saw the media. The second I landed, state police took all of my electronics, took everything, and told me there was an open investigation into me. I guess this is the search warrants he's talking about. So if you pull back up his tweet, it's very interesting. He says, based on preliminary investigations. Well, the preliminary investigations, there we go. Last week, I directed my office to work with our law enforcement partners to conduct a preliminary inquiry into Andrew and Tristan Tate. That's not true, because you didn't even know I was coming to Florida. So that is a lie, sir. What you did is you found old YouTube videos I made, which I have debunked 1,500 times. But of course, the enemy always ignores the debunk and just continues to play them on repeat over and over. Use them as an excuse to seize all of my electronics on landing. I am now in Florida. They have all of my electronics, and I guess they're going through it, trying to find a crime. I'm very confident they won't. But we also know how ridiculous prosecutors can be. So here I am expecting to be welcome in my host nation. And it turns out they're the Stasi. This is worse than Romania. This is communism in and of itself. I'm truly disgusted. And if I be honest, there's a lot of rumors flying around. I got a phone call from somebody very important who told me that the DeSantis crew are extremely worried that I was going to support Byron against his wife in the Floridian governor elections. I'm new to this. I don't know anything about Floridian politics. I didn't even know DeSantis and Trump didn't get along. I didn't know any of this. I'm just a man after.
I mean, obviously, DeSantis and Trump don't get along. DeSantis was very disloyal and ran against Trump, and that's not a good look. Trump doesn't like that. He's all about loyalty. But I will say, I had no idea his wife is also a politician. I don't know if I was the only one. I had no idea his wife's a politician.
3 years who flew home. And everyone's telling me that you're a political pawn and you can motivate and activate the masculine youth and you're going to get them all to vote against his wife. And that's why they're trying to take you out politically, because Trump supported the guy against his wife. And this is brand new to me. So I'm just in the middle of this being told that I'm the one who's going to be deciding the next governor of Florida.
If that is true, I mean, knowing Andrew Tate, this guy is petty. Now he's definitely going to mobilize all the guys to vote against her. If that was true,
with no idea what's even going on, it's truly, truly incredible.
It is incredible. And it's interesting that you say that, because I never supported DeSantis for president. I just saw right through him. It was very obvious to me that he was not his own man, which is to say that he moves according to what his donors want. And because every single person that I don't respect, meaning the neocons who have never supported Trump, got behind DeSantis and were passionate about him or fighting for him, made me go, you know what, that's a man that I can't trust. You know, I don't know who's running that campaign or who's running his ideas, but it's not Ron DeSantis. Okay. Yeah. And so what I think happened was, as soon as you landed, because we saw it happening live on X, I mean, neocons were saying crazy stuff. They were saying deport him. I'm like, what do you mean deport? We didn't even deport Jeffrey Epstein. And he got convicted of crimes. By the way, I should mention, in Florida, when he just got house arrest for actually crimes against minors. That all happened in the state of Florida. And I have never seen that same group of neocons radically speaking about Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing. They're silent about all of those matters, but they freak out about you. I saw it happening live. And then now you're telling me that as soon as you landed in the state of Florida as an American citizen, the state rolled up and seized your electronics. Under what pretext? What did they say to you?
Well, exactly right. It's kind of it's very, very interesting. They fear me so heavily. They talk about me like I am the devil incarnate, and I've never been convicted of any crime anywhere on the planet ever. They fear me because of my political power. They fear me because I can galvanize the masculine youth in any direction that I believe fit. And I serve our commander in chief. I believe in all of the prepositions of Donald Trump. If Donald Trump believes Byron is going to be a better governor of Florida than DeSantis' wife, I'm likely going to agree with him. And I guess that's why they decided to attack me. When I landed, the customs officers sat there and said, we have to go through all of your phones and all of your laptops. And I said, why? And they said, we've been instructed from the absolute top level to search every single thing about your life. And I said, well, I don't see a warrant. This is very interesting. They said, if you don't tell us the passwords, we're going to seize them. I said, well, you're welcome to seize them, sir. I don't talk to police. I don't tell passwords. Go break it with your little software. Go bust in.
Insane.
And from that second, the criminal investigation was open before I even landed on Floridian soil. So it turns out, if from what I understand, I'm caught in some power struggle for Floridian politics. They fear me for some reason, and they're going to pretend I'm the worst person in the world. And any of these people on Twitter who want to come and attack me over some video I made 10 years ago, they need to wake up. The people who are in charge of this country are stealing your money. They're sending it to foreign wars. They're blowing little children to pieces. They're the ones going to Epstein Island, and they divert all of the negative attention for their heinous acts towards me, and you believe it. They say I'm the bad guy so often that you believe I'm the bad guy, not the people who are stealing your money and blowing people to pieces in foreign wars. I've never been convicted of any crime in my life. You can walk down to the mall and walk around the mall, and you'll walk amongst people who have been convicted of crimes. I've been investigated for 5 solid years by 4 different agencies and never convicted. I'm one of the most innocent people on the planet. And I know that this AG's.
I mean, I'll be totally frank here. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. At this point, what does even a convicted felon mean? We have a president. He's convicted, right? Like, it doesn't mean anything anymore. The judicial system is being politicized on both sides. It's not just one.
He's just trying to make a name for himself, and he thinks he's a smart ass. But in fact, I have a strong suspicion. Once they find out that my phones and laptops are empty and I haven't even been in Florida for more than 4 days in my life, that they're going to look pretty dumb when they have absolutely nothing to get me on. So then what happens, right? But I don't know how far and how crazy these people are. I don't know to what lengths they're going to make crap up to try and save themselves after this complete clown show. Why didn't they just investigate me in quiet? Let's pretend this is about law and order, and they're truly concerned for the citizens of Florida. Then follow me around with secret police and investigate me in quiet. And if you find something, arrest me. Why the song? Why the dance? Why the press? Why the public? Why are you doing all of this if you're not trying to divert people away from the important things? Politics. I actually, truthfully, thought Ron Desantis was a good governor. And that's why I gave him the benefit of the doubt and didn't even destroy him yesterday on Patrick Bet-David. I was very kind to him. Yes, he failed a competency test. Yes, he failed. But I could have been far worse. I could have completely destroyed him and made a clown of him. But I actually thought maybe he's a pretty good governor. I don't know. I knew he was good under COVID. I thought he was a pretty good guy. As far as I knew Ron DeSantis before I flew here, he was a good guy. Turns out I was absolutely and utterly wrong. We have the AG of this once great state talking about how he's concerned for Florida.
So Andrew Tate did kind of like destroy him on Patrick Bet-David. He did a whole 20-minute section just on Ron DeSantis. I just had a thought in my head. I think Ron DeSantis is in a really weird situation because he is conservative, but if his wife is also running for politics, and let's say Ron DeSantis goes easy on Andrew Tate, it puts him in a really weird position because his wife's obviously going to be asked, hey, what does your husband think about Andrew Tate? And her being a girl, I mean, it's going to put a very weird situation in that dynamic.
And nobody abuses girls in Florida. Oh, except Epstein, I guess. And let's talk about human trafficking. If you want to go down to a club in Miami and count how many girls have OnlyFans and OnlyFans managers, or if you want to talk about rape, let's go count the girls walking out of clubs, drunk out of their mind and high on Percocet, walking home with men they barely know in this state. You can walk around and see girls doing porn, having sex, running all over Florida, doing all these things. And I turn up here and what have I done since I've arrived? I did Patrick Bet-David and sat on my laptop. That's all I've done. I've done Patrick Bet-David, I sat on my laptop and I had Taco Bell and I've got a criminal investigation?
Yeah.
What the f***? It doesn't even make any sense. This is the same idiots who went after Trump. Letitia James has now got a new name. He's had a sex change and he works in Florida and these people are trying to do it all over again. And I'm telling you that this will not end well for them. It will not end well for Ron. I had no interest in stopping his wife from becoming governor, but suddenly I do. You should not be trying to put innocent men in jail to score political points who have been through enough in foreign nations that do not respect due process. And it doesn't matter if you like me. It doesn't matter if you like what I say. It doesn't matter if you agree with me. I deserve a fair trial. You deserve a fair trial. Everybody deserves a fair trial. That is the basis of democracy. That is the American way. And as soon as that is impeded, even against your enemies, sitting at home and saying, well, I don't like Andrew Tate, so it's fine for his rights to be impeded and stamped all over, is the biggest mistake you can make, because after they're done with me, they're going to come for you. Luckily, whether you like me or not, I'm going to fight for all of us.
I totally agree. And so what is your lawyer saying the next steps are in terms of just dealing with this? I mean, he must just be completely confused, especially given the fact that you guys had brought a case, for those of us who read it, had brought a case against the girl who launched everything in Romania. I mean, I read her messages, I read the WhatsApp text messages, and that is why I said this case is not going to go through in Romania. What is your lawyer saying about this insanity?
Yeah, absolutely. We currently have a civil case against a woman who lives in Florida, who lied to Romanian police, who started that whole saga, and it's going very well, and we're winning, and they've been delaying as much as they can. It's very interesting that her legal team is a liberally funded George Soros NGO. Wonder where they came from and where they get their money from, but you know, she has endless lawyers somehow. So they've been trying to delay the case as long as possible because she's banged to rights guilty. And it looks like that they may have been involved in this whole mess, trying to use it as an excuse to once again delay the civil proceedings against her. I would actually, if you could take the time, if you could talk to my lawyer directly, I would love for you to have him on, because he knows even more than I do about this. But he's as flabbergasted as I am. Everybody is just expressing shock and absolute disappointment that this is the welcome home I get after all this long period of time in foreign incarceration.
This is insane. And I mean, I guess you probably don't want to be in Florida anymore.
No, I don't.
It has
but
become a hot hub for neocons. I will say that.
The thing is, if I leave now, they're going to think I'm guilty of something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right here. I am right here. You know what's funny? I'm such a reasonable man. I am truly not a hardhead like people think. If Ron would have called me privately and said, please just go to another state, you know what I would have said? No problem. I would have just left. I'm not a hard guy to deal with. If I'm really not welcome, I won't stay. I don't want to overstay a welcome. But you want to play these games? I'm right here in Miami. I'm right here in Miami. Come get me, arrest me, perp walk me, put me on the news, tell everyone I'm a human trafficker. You think I'm not versed? You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this shit. Come get me, raid my house, take my stuff. You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? But I also...
I called it. Just one more reminder. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's finish this up.
I don't want any detractions because of that. All I want is a fair trial and fair treatment under the law like every other citizen of the United States. And that's something we should all be championing for each other. The Democrats have lost. Trump is back. This is a new America. We're making America great again. The reason you live in this country, the reason all of us are Americans, are for this exact reason. We all believe in law and order. We all believe in due process. We all believe in innocent until proven guilty. You can stop pretending I'm guilty of something I've never been accused of.